Greetings, dear viewers. I'm Quill Quickcard, and welcome to Inscryption. I played about an hour of this game, and I knew that I had to record it. Because this is the most interesting card game I have come across in years. So, I deleted my save data, and I am ready to continue. No. Oh, I am looking forward to this. Well, hello there, Mr. Creepy. Another challenger. It has been ages. Perhaps you have forgotten how this game is played. I haven't, but I should explain it to the audience. Allow me to remind you. Play the squirrel card. Okay. We'll just drop a squirrel here. Now play your stoat. So we'll go back to my hand. We got the stoat. Stoats cost 1 blood. Sacrifices must be made. So I have to choose what to sacrifice in order to play my stoat. An honorable death. Wolves require 2 sacrifices. You don't have enough. Ring the bell to end your turn and commence combat. So I would say that this game is probably closest to Hearthstone. But it's definitely distinct, and it's got a lot of traces of other card games as well. I'm most familiar with Magic and Hearthstone. So, every time you end a turn, the creatures on your side of the field will attack the opponent. So, the bottom left is the attack power, the right side is the health. This scale is how you determine who wins. It starts out balanced, at least so far. Wouldn't surprise me if down the road that gets messed with too. And you have to have dealt 5 more damage to your opponent than they have dealt to you. That's basically how it goes. And every time you deal damage, gold teeth go on one side of the scale. If you win, you win if you tip my side all the way down. Like that. My turn. Your stoat stands in the way of my coyote. My coyote dealt 2 damage to your stoat. So every time you end a turn, combat happens automatically. Creatures attack across. There isn't counter-attacking the way that you would have in Magic or Hearthstone. It's just straight up his attack to my defense, and then I lose that much life. That means your stoat's health is 2 less. If a creature's health reaches 0, it dies. It's your turn again. You may draw from your deck, or you may draw a squirrel. This is another interesting bit. You actually have 2 decks to draw from. This deck only contains squirrels, like the first one. They have no attack, 1 health, and they are free to cast. This is your regular deck. Everything else that's not a squirrel is in here. I want a squirrel because I want to be able to play a wolf next turn. How dull. And then you click on this thing to end your turn. Stoat will attack and kill that. Because you are learning, I will pass. And I am going to draw another squirrel. And the reason I am doing that is because there's no limit to how many things I can play on a turn as long as I have the space to do it. Now I have 2 creatures with 0 attack, which really doesn't help me. But a wolf has 3 attack, and it costs 2 blood. So I can sacrifice my squirrels, drop a wolf, and when I end my turn, both the wolf and the stoat will attack, dealing 4 damage to my opponent and winning me this tutorial. Boom. 4 damage dealt. 4 weights on the scale. You've won this match. They won't all be so easy. Let me recall your story. Oh, yes. You were lost deep in the forest. A single path revealed itself. So we go here. 2 denizens of the forest approached you tentatively. The caustic adder, damage from its poison bite, is always lethal. The undying cat, sacrificing the poor beast does not kill it. Only one may grace your paltry deck. So as you go through, a lot of the gameplay involves making changes, additions, or subtractions to your deck. So I pick one of these and it'll be added to my pile of random stuff that I can get. So the adder has the touch of death. These symbols are called sigils, and they indicate what special abilities it has. So the adder's got touch of death. When a card bearing this sigil damages another creature, that creature perishes. Yeah. We would know this as Death Touch in Magic, or as Poisonous in Hearthstone. I'm not such a big fan of the adder. It will kill anything it touches, but it's only got 1 attack, 1 health, and it costs 2 blood. The cat, on the other hand, has many lives. When a card bearing this sigil is sacrificed, it does not perish. In other words, this stays on the field and I can keep using it for summoning, which I really, really like. Another creature joins your caravan. Some of the creatures of the forest seemed willing to follow you. Our next spot brings us here. You came across an abandoned sack. You found a squirrel in a bottle. Break in case of emergency. And have a second. Another useful implement. I'll allow you to tip the scales with it. 3 is as much as you can carry. So these are just extra items that I can access anytime I want during my turn, during a match. They're one-time use and then they go away. You were ambushed while crossing some rough terrain. You didn't sacrifice me. How kind. Maybe you'll help me. Take your turn. You may now see my moves ahead of time. So yeah, the stoat is alive. It talks to me. And by looking ahead, what he means is that on his next turn, this wolf cub's going to get played into this slot. Now, the wolf cub's got 1 attack, 1 defense, and a card bearing this sigil will grow into a more powerful form after 1 turn on the board. So I know that this will get stronger, and it's going to come here. Now, I've actually started out with a boulder, which has 5 health, so I'm not really in danger of getting hit by that. And he's got 2 stumps that can stop my attacks. So, to start out with, I do have my cat. So, I first need to drop a squirrel, just because I need fodder. And then I will sacrifice the squirrel to get my cat. And then I can play my stoat by sacrificing the cat, but because of the many lives, the cat stays on the field. So now I've got 2 creatures out, although only one of them attacks. His wolf cub comes out. Mind the ambitious wolf cub. It ages swiftly. So he attacked. He did 1 damage to my boulder. And on his next turn, he's got a bat that's going to come in. It's got 2 attack, 1 health, and it is airborne. A card bearing this sigil will strike an opponent directly, even if there is a creature opposing it. So, when the bat comes in, it'll fly right over my stoat. But when my stoat attacks, it will go into the bat. So what do I actually want? Do I want a squirrel? I think I'll draw from my regular deck. Yeah, I got a wolf. Okay. Wolf is pretty good. No, I don't want to sacrifice anything just yet. Alright, now his young wolf has turned into a regular wolf. The airborne bat flies over creatures to attack directly. So my boulder's going to die next turn. My bat flew right over your stoat. So, as you can see from the scale, we are now... Whoop. This time I want to draw a squirrel. So, I have dealt damage to him, but now he's dealt it back. So we're all evened out again. His wolf is going to take out my boulder next turn. But I can drop a squirrel and then sacrifice my squirrel and my cat to play my wolf, who's going to take out that stump. And my stoat will take out his bat. And 1 more draw from my deck, but really don't think I'm going to need it much. Actually, I should have drawn a squirrel, because my squirrel could have soaked an attack. Yeah, either way I win next turn, so that's okay. And then he hits me for 3, but I still hit him for 4 next turn, so it's still a victory. And boom! You prevailed, and trekked onwards past the now bloodied terrain. So what do we have here? More cards? The young wolf cub. It grows into a wolf after a single turn. The meek sparrow. An inexpensive if feeble flying creature. The Sparrow is going to help guarantee damage. But this turns into a 3/2. I'm going to go for a Sparrow this time, I think. And now here's something fun. You stumbled into some strange stones in the mist. You were compelled to choose a worthy sacrifice, one that will be lost forever. So what this does is it allows me to pick a creature and then have any sigils that are on the sacrificed creature, so the many lives on the cat or the airborne on the sparrow, will go onto whatever card sacrifices it. So if I sacrifice my sparrow, and the card that I have sacrifice it... So which one of these do I want to gain the airborne? On the one hand, having damage go straight through is good. But on the other hand, that would mean that it's not destroying the enemy creature, which isn't always good. So I think I will take the Stoat suggestion and have the Stoat sacrifice the Sparrow to gain the airborne effect. And now we have a flying Stoat. A ghastly spectacle, but the soul of the Sparrow now lives in the Stoat. And this symbol is another match, but this symbol is a match with a twist. Behold my totem. It inscribes my canine cards with the airborne sigil. So, unfortunately, every wolf that this guy plays, every wolf or coyote, is now going to be airborne. So, I'm going to have to play around that. Looks like I can start out with my black cat again, though. But where do I want to put it? There's nothing in line over here, because I really don't want to lose my cat. That is a very valuable resource. But he does raise a good point. I do have 2 extra squirrels over here, so I could drop a wolf right away. You know what? I think I'll do that. I'll grab one of my emergency squirrels. And we're going to drop a wolf right here in front of the coyote. The coyote won't hit the wolf, so my wolf will live, and then the wolf can kill the coyote. Not to mention it gets me 3 damage on my first turn, which is pretty nice. My totem has granted my coyote the power of flight. Yep, okay, that's 4 damage. I want a squirrel. And let's see, if I take 2 damage next turn, yeah, I'll still be fine. So I'll just end my turn here. We'll take out his coyote and we'll let the bat do its thing. Give me something good. Yes! Okay, that is another wolf. That is all the power that I need. Bam, bam. His bat's down. We're back to the middle of the scale. And I win this turn. Because I'm going to hit him for 6. He's completely insane. You see that, right? No care for the rules. Pathetic, really. Enough. Only keeps me around to watch me suffer. Well, I end my turn. Good game. Impressive. You may yet survive this ordeal. Knock on wood. I think I will. Looks like we're going to get more cards here. The Conniving Raven, a blight upon the skies. An adder, the ornery porcupine. Sharp quills await those who dare attack it. So that's got sharp quills. Once a card bearing this sigil is struck, the striker is then dealt a single damage point. Okay. So he hits back on attackers. I do like the Raven, but I'm going to go with the cheaper Porcupine for now. Oh, cool. I didn't know I could actually check my deck like that. So we could go this way, which would lead to another rune sacrificing. That would let me put either the sacrifice or the quills onto one of my creatures, but I don't really want to do that. So instead, I'm going to head to the fire. You came across a small group of survivors. Faces shrunken from starvation, they huddled around a campfire. They looked upon your group of creatures and beckoned. Come, warm one of your creatures by the fire, one said. Warm it by the fire. That will enhance its power, said another. You noticed one of the survivors wiping drool from their mouth. So, I don't know if this can ever go wrong, but you can just put something here and then it just permanently gains a power. And I'm going to put my cat here because having power on my multi-sacrifice creature is really useful. The fire warmed the poor cat, enhancing its power. One of the survivors reached toward it. Another gnashed their teeth. Without a word, you pulled the cat away from the fire and left. I don't know if eventually those guys are going to start eating my animals, but I haven't seen it happen yet. And yet, I am still only in the very beginnings of this game. There is still so much more to this. The Stoat says that there's going to be clues to get out of this cabin. So, he's starting out with... Oh, God, that's a grizzly. 4 attack, 6 life. He's got a sparrow. I've got grand furs. They have mighty leap, so they can block creatures with airborne. Shice. Um, this is gonna suck. I'm gonna have to find a way to deal with that grizzly, but I really don't have anything I can do to stop it just yet. Oh god, and he has another one coming out. Oh, I don't like that. Um, crap. I don't I don't believe there is any way that I can actually win this fight. Looking at the board state right now, I genuinely think that this one match is designed to be unwinnable. Nevertheless, I'm going to play a defensive posture and see if I can accomplish anything. Maybe I can gain something. Yeah, no. Nothing's gonna happen. I will lose this turn. And yet, that is where things will truly start to get interesting. You've lost. Using this as a learning opportunity may be the only way to mitigate my disappointment. Get up. Get up from the table. Fetch me the candlestick from atop the barrel beside the door. That's right. There's a lot more to this than just a simple card game. And I will see you all on the next one.